Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have my update for Pan That Palette. This is a project originally created by Amber F, so I will have her link down below. Also, I'm participating in the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group theme for this year, which is Old Faithful. That was created by Lee Golder, and it's basically just a palette that you absolutely love, has been around forever, and you just want to give some more love, hopefully finish it, but that's not a requirement. And for that theme, I am working on my ABH Sultry palette. I've had this since 2017. I wore it on my wedding day. It's just definitely an old faithful. I still love the shades in here. Some of them are a little warm, but most of them are very neutral and cool. And yeah, I'm just excited to show you what I've been up to. I'm also doing Pan That Face palette, which I don't know who originally created that, but if you know, please give me their name or any information that you have so I can have them below as well and give them credit. But for Pan That Face palette, I am using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit with the Jellyfish palette. I just want to use each of these shades 100 times, but we will get into that after we talk about my eye palette. First, if you're not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave. I am actively panning my whole collection. I'm on a no-buy this year. It's my second year in a row. So I'm just finding all the ways to use what I already own without buying new things. So if that sounds good to you, I hope you subscribe and of course give this video a thumbs up. I'm going to pop up some photos. The first one is what it looked like when I rolled it in my January intro, just so you can see how far we have come. And yeah, I already had 7 pans in this palette, so I had a great starting point. And the second update, I started the year off really exciting, and I had hit pan in the black matte, which is the shade Noir. I did have a soft goal of using each shade 5 times, but since starting, I have not met that goal, so I think I'm just going to kick that out of the window. I don't even know if that's a phrase that people use, but this is what it was looking like the second update, and I had hit pan in Ember, so I was very excited to share that. My update last month was kind of sad. I was sick, and so I was just kind of wanting to get it done, but that is what my palette was looking like. I definitely did not reach my 5 use goal on all the pans, but you can see the numbers, and this is what it's looking like. This is what it's looking like this update, and hopefully you can see some exciting changes. I have 2 new pans, one in Rose Quartz and one in Dystopian. So I'm very excited to share my 2 new pans with you guys. And hopefully some of the pans have expanded in other shades. Yes. Okay, I'll just go over the numbers and then I'll talk about this palette and how I'm feeling. So I will have pictures up on the screen. I definitely did not use all of these shades the 5 times this month, but that is okay. I'm not too disappointed, and I will talk about that later. But this last month, I was able to use Pearl 7 times, and I feel like the pan has expanded a little bit. Steampunk, that gold, I've used 5 times, which is amazing. The last 2 updates, I've only used it once each month, so 5 times is a big deal, especially for like a gold, which I'm more of like a silver or a bronze girl, so gold is hard for me to use. And I feel like it has a really nice dip, so I'm pretty sure I can hit pan in that by next update. Rose Quartz, I only had to use 4 more times. I had no idea I was that close, but I do kind of pack this on all over my lid when I use it, so that's probably why. Ember, I did not use at all this last month after hitting pan. I think I was just trying to focus on other things. Bloom, that matte pink, I only used 3 times, which is Very disappointing. I feel like this shade is going to take me quite a few months to hit pan. Hopefully I will find ways to use it more in the spring and summer months now that the sun is out. Birch I did not use at all. Cinder, in the first shade in that bottom row, I've used twice. Twig I've used once. Teak I've used twice. Then that deep brown matte Dystopian I used 9 times to hit pan. I loved putting this on my outer corner, but also using it as a winged liner. So I was using a pretty precise brush, and that's why I was able to hit pan. Cyborg, that silver metallic, I've used twice. The gray matte slate I've used 5 times, and I have not touched Noir, that black shade, and I don't know if I ever will again. that's a lie. I will use it again, but we will see. So yeah, I'll just throw some pictures up on the screen. I don't know if I'll talk about every single look, but I will just throw some up. I did have fun combining this palette with other shades, but I've also just used it alone, and that's kind of how I've been doing this project. But in the beginning of March, I was finding that I was getting really bored already. And I was like, are you serious? You know, the first time I'm doing Pan That Palette and I'm already bored less than 3 months into it. And I was pretty discouraged. You know, like I said, I've never done Pan That Palette before, so I didn't really know if this style of project would work for me. Anyway, oh, don't mind my swatches. I just filmed another video. But yeah, I didn't know if this style project would work for me anyway, so I didn't know if I would get bored or not, but I wasn't expecting it to get bored so quickly. And I think it's mainly because pan those eyeshadows, obviously. I'm working on other shades, but I think it's because, like, Instagram, I feel like I need to post different looks all the time. And with this palette, my looks get pretty repetitive. Even when I'm combining them with my Pan Those Eyeshadow shades, I feel like they get really repetitive. So I wasn't really reaching my 5 use goal on these because I didn't want to keep repeating looks. And I know some people can do that, and I did do that a few times, but I can't do it like 5 times a month. I don't know why. So my 5 use goal is just out the window. It's gone. I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm just going to focus on certain shades at a time. Thankfully, I only have 2 more shades to hit pan on. And I do think I will hit pan in Steampunk by the next update. Especially because when I use it, I tend to just like pack it on. And I have used it on my lower lash line too, which uses a very small brush. But yeah, I think what is this? Bloom is going to be holding on for quite a while. And yeah, I'm still considering, I think I will reevaluate when I hit pan in Bloom. I might switch things up. I miss Project Level Up. I do. If you're familiar with my channel, I did Project Level Up for 2 years, I think. It was like 1.5 or 2 years. And I quit that to do Pan That Palette. But now I'm kind of finding that I think I prefer Project Level Up because I get to change the palette every few months and not get as bored. Let me know down in the comments what project you would prefer to see from me. I think if we all decide together that we want to do Project Level Up on my channel, that I will maybe start that in July. Like, you know, the second half of the year I'll do Project Level Up, so let me know your thoughts on that. I don't want to feel like I'm giving up on this palette, so I want to make sure I hit pan and everything before I stop. So yeah, those are my thoughts currently. And then for my Pan That Face palette, I will show you my Hourglass ambient lighting. These are not going to look much different because they're baked. So I will show you what it looked like when I rolled it into the project, but I don't think I'll show you like the last two updates because there's not much difference at all. But the first update, I had used this 7 times. The second update, I've used it 6 times. And then this update, I have used it 8 times, which I am very happy about because in order to use each of these shades 100 times this year, I have to use this palette at least 8 times a month. And I had not reached that goal yet until the month of March. So I'm very happy about that. This is what the palette is looking like now. Like I said, you know, baked products, you're not going to tell a difference, but I do feel like the highlighter is pretty flat. It's very hard to show, very hard to show. And how I use this is when I use this palette, I just use every single shade. I have this on today actually. So I have the bronzer on my forehead. I actually have been mixing these two shades as my bronzer, so I'll just dip my bronzer brush into both of these. It's still too dark, it's still too orange. I don't know what I'm going to do after my 100 uses. And then I also mix the two blushes, so I just kind of mix back and forth. That's what you're seeing here. Of course, the highlighter is on my cheekbones, down the center of my nose, a little bit on my chin. And then this powder is like the brightening powder, and I just have this. I did set my under eyes with a different powder, but then I just went in with this, the very last step, and just brightened up under my eyes. So that is how I use this. I'm very glad that I have my 8 uses this last update. I did not do the math, 14 plus 7. So I've used this 21 times, 21 out of 100. I am behind schedule, but hopefully I will catch up maybe in the summer because this is like very glowy. Like I have some glow, you know, from bronzer, things like that. So I feel like this update was a lot better than last update. I was very down. I was very sick. So hopefully, yeah, I just feel more like myself. But if you enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you're not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave. So I see you all in my next one. Bye.